get a little bit car sick and throw.
It's alright, I'm going to be doing the same thing.
It's leather, it wipes down.
True.
Yeah, our 5-minute review for today, we have a
Merc A-Class 200d with an AMG pack of some description.
Which is, and you've been driving it around now for close to a week?
Yeah, we've had it, for close to a week.
Close to a week. Obviously it's an auto, being a Mercedes.
Yes, of course, with a funny gear lever on the stalk.
Which is always interesting because Merc's almost the only company that does that these days, having your gear selector on the actual
Correct.
On the actual wheel.
I don't know of any others. There might be some Americans that do it, but
is that something you quite like, or
not really? Because I find that often I'm going into neutral when I go around corners.
Because you accidentally flick the gear lever and it changes gear.
Correct.
I have found that myself as well.
Yes.
But I think maybe as a Mercedes owner you make it.
Yeah, I'm sure you get used to it eventually.
Yeah.
Everything's obviously operated on the left stalk. Indicators, wipers, everything.
Yeah.
This one feels a little bit more composed than the last one that we had, that we drove around the same sort of area. I don't know if that's a case of them having actually done anything, or if it's the big AMG wheels that we have on this just provide a bit more grip.
With the AMG pack, do you think they give you some suspension upgrades as well?
I don't know. It feels harder than the other one, but again, that might just be the wheels, because they're quite big.
But it's not massively uncomfortable in here.
Not hugely. If you hit bumps, it does.
Which we are about to. There is a big bump over here, so we'll see how that goes.
See if my kidneys
Hey, that's fine.
It's fine, but I just personally I'd prefer a bit more comfort. I wouldn't have that AMG pack
on this particular car.
Yeah, I just don't see the point on a 2-litre diesel that isn't terribly sporty. Making it uncomfortable. There's no point.
So the engine in this car doesn't have a huge amount of pull, or is it just because it's a diesel that you say wouldn't do that?
No. I think that it just doesn't have that much pull. But we recently had a 320d, and that didn't feel that electric either. So I think it's a case of
being a diesel, it didn't feel electric.
Yeah.
Surprise.
Yeah.
barely running away from the BRZ.
Yeah.
But I mean, this has got different sort of dynamic sports modes, so you can have comfort, sport, eco, or individual.
So you can still set up individual.
You can set up individual. I've got mine set up as individual, being comfort on everything except the throttle response.
Which is obviously on sport.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which also holds gears a bit longer and that sort of thing.
Right.
Without that, it's not too bad. If you're just pottering around, but if you want to sort of get a move on it, it's a bit dopey.
Right. And otherwise, I mean, obviously it's got all the bells and whistles, your Bluetooth, your climate control,
cruise control,
park distance.
Park distance with camera.
Right. Auto parking? Presumably not.
No.
Okay.
It's got adaptive cruise control, which is quite nice.
That is very nice. Lane assist or anything like that? That will be an option, but it's not on this car.
No, not on this car. Heated seats.
Heated seats.
Definitely feel these bumps.
Yeah, this is a really bumpy road, which is probably going to come up on the video now.
Yes.
That's very bumpy, but
it's not terribly uncomfortable. It just crashes sometimes over certain bumps, but again, that's a low profile tyre issue. But yeah, I mean, otherwise, this over the old A-Class, it's nothing more than a facelift, this one.
Yeah.
But I think the sort of tweaks they have done have made it look a little bit more fresh, exterior-wise.
Yes.
And on the inside, I quite like this dash.
The materials that they use for everything inside here do feel very premium.
Yeah, they're very nice.
Which you would expect, obviously, as it's a Mercedes.
Yes.
But sometimes you don't get that sort of feel. But with the Mercs in particular, you do.
Yeah.
And it's nice to know that the A-Class, which is their bottom of the range, is as good.
Correct.
You know, so it doesn't matter what Merc you're buying. You know, you're getting some quality feel. Yeah.
Yeah. The thing that I still don't like though is how they've attached this bad boy.
With what looks like a couple of screws and then
Yeah.
whatever
it's
they
like
picked up at
took
Dion
an
Wide.
iPad Mini and just oh, we need one of these, but it's not touchscreen, so it's
So
all
you would use
operated
all
from
with
this
the-
twiddly knob down here. It's obviously got start-stop, which you can actually change in your individual settings. You can, if you don't want it to be on when you're in individual, then it won't be.
Yeah.
Or you can just push the button.
An option I would like on a car such as this is cooled seats. Because I'm sure you can get cooled seats on this. It'll be an option, but you
Yeah,
can probably do
might
it.
well be an option.
But that is a really nice thing to
Yeah,
have.
cooled seats are amazing. No doubt.
Especially when you got leather.
Yeah. And when you live in South Africa.
And when you live in
Yes.
South Africa, yeah.
I think if you live in Iceland, it's probably not too much of an issue.
No.
I've downloaded the price list for the Mercedes A-Class in South Africa, and it says dummy price list. Not even kidding. Are we on the 200 or the 220?
200.
Okay. Okay, there we go. I've got some stats. Alright, so I found some stats on the A200d.
Yes.
Power in kilowatts.
130.
No. 100 kilowatts.
What?
It's only got 100 kilowatts, the 200d.
Okay, well that explains some stuff. Is this a
Yeah,
1.8 diesel and they've called it a 200?
It doesn't tell me. It doesn't give me displacement. It just says a 4-cylinder. Okay, what do you reckon the claimed liters per 100 is for fuel economy?
5.5.
No, 4.1.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
there you
just a lie.
Weenie in the
really.
back had that. Okay, actually, I do have a price. I have a base price.
Oh, nice.
I now have a base price. Take a guess.
340.
I reckon more. I reckon 380.
Oof, you're both very wrong. 450.
Christ.
What?
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money, eh?
That is ridiculous.
This
You know,
thing, didn't the A-Class come in at under 300 when it was
when it
released?
first launched, it was under 300 for the base petrol.
But that was like 3 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah,
And
might
this
have been.
is the diesel. The diesel's going to be more expensive than your base petrol.
Yeah, but like 450 grand.
Yeah, it's a lot.
No, thank you. You can buy an actual 3 Series
That's hang on,
320d for the same price.
Yeah, you can.
Why would you buy a little hatchback? Unless,
Especially as it's only got 100 kilowatts.
yeah, no, that's,
Who pays
Mad.
450,000 rand for a car with only 100 kilowatts?
This is probably more than the 200 non-diesel, I'm sure.
and that's the base price. No, and that's without all this AMG stuff
Yeah.
and the heated seats and all the.
Okay, so let's compare it then to the A200 petrol, which, okay, so this has 100 kilowatts. What do you think the A200 petrol has?
Well, that must be like 120, let's say.
Close, 150.
Yeah.
There you go. So that's not huge.
Actually, the BM 1 Series range just destroys this in terms of power outputs across the range. It must do.
Yeah, the diesel's 135 or
Yeah,
140 now, actually,
There
that
you go.
120D. But
Yeah.
that probably also is in the...
Yeah, I'm sure
400.
it's sort of as expensive, but I mean, in terms of what you're getting,
Yeah.
I just indicated right and went left. But anyway,
Perfect.
That's one well.
Standard test. Okay. All right. So price for the petrol. So we know the diesel is 450,000 for the base diesel. What do you think the price for the petrol is?
400.
You pretty much bang on 460. Sorry, I didn't give you a chance to
Yeah,
guess
it's
it.
fine. I'm going to guess 420.
Yeah. Well, easy to claim that.
Yeah,
Now.
hindsight.
An exact science.
Yeah, okay, well that's interesting. The price increase is the most interesting part, because you used to be able to buy an A-Class for less than a Golf.
Yes, you
Spec
could.
for spec, it was
Yeah.
less than a Golf, and now
I don't think you can.
You can't anymore. Overall, though, it is nice enough. I mean, personally, I wouldn't buy a diesel, but you know, if you want to, it's quite a nice car. Just out of interest, I'm averaging 9.7 from reset when I got the thing, and I've done 127 k's, most of which is in town traffic.
Okay.
And
that's not bad.
And that's driving quite hard.
So in summary, we say this car
Looks great.
Looks great.
Nice interior.
Doesn't ride too badly.
No, would be better
Remove
without
the
wheels,
AMG
yes.
package if you want comfort. And its biggest problem is its price. It's just too expensive.
Yes. I think that's basically it.
Yeah.
That's a corner.
That is a corner. So there's this one. It hangs on much better than the last one. I mean, yeah, again, but that might be the wheels.
It does feel a bit more comfortable, to be honest, than the old one, even with these big fat.
Oh,
Yeah, I think so.
I
as
think
well.
it's more comfortable, and I'm at the back as well.
Yeah.